What's the role of technology and,
Mhm.
our ability to be creative, but maybe there's some positives, maybe there's some negatives, but how do you see technology's role in either fostering or hindering, I guess, creativity?
Yeah. I mean, I think that is on a lot of people's minds, especially with AI. And, is AI helping creativity or hurting it? Or, what's the role that tech plays here? My perspective currently is that tech can be a really great way to get people unstuck, right? You have a blank page. Maybe it's just daunting to you. You don't know where to start. Maybe technology can help kind of grease the wheels and get the flywheel going. But the kind of creativity that I focus on with a lot of my clients is really based on the human experience. And it's hard to expect that technology or a computer can really replace what we experience as humans. I could be wrong, but that's really where I try to focus.
Yeah, I mean, agreed. I think I try to look at it as kind of what you were saying at the beginning there is it's more augmentation.
Mm.
And also I think it's what I've seen in the creative process is it can play a really nice role in basically, to go back to what you were saying, kind of getting unstuck from at certain stages, but it can be used at multiple stages. It's yeah, at this point in time, I don't think AI is going to replace the creative process, but I think it gets people thinking in different ways. And sometimes, I've played around with many different things, everything from like trying to generate podcast questions for interviews. And I ask, I've got my own little thing running here, and I ask it for 10 questions, and 7 are absolutely terrible, but there's 3 that are like, oh, that's really interesting, I wouldn't have thought of that. And so it's a
Yeah.
starting point for a set of 7, 8 more questions. And so it's do you think that there's from the leaders that you talk with, because I know you work with a lot of leaders on some of this stuff, are they resistant to AI and automation and stuff, or is it are you sensing more and more openness just as it seems to become more and more ubiquitous?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think the jury's still out how organizations adopt and integrate AI. I think there's still a lot of open questions about privacy concerns and IP and
Yeah.
real sensitivity around that. So, depending on the company, I've seen leaders take different approaches to how much they embrace and apply the tools that we have at the ready and how many are kind of in wait and see mode. So, we'll see.